Have you guys ever wondered how high you can jump on different planets?
I mean, every single night.
Me too.
Earth's gravity is holding us back.
I can only jump this high. That's not even that high.
Jack, that's not high at all. But if you were on the moon, you'd pretty much be flying. What about Venus? What about Mercury?
What about Uranus?
Great question, Jack. We're gonna find out how high we can jump on all these planets. It's about to get crazy.
Gravity is what keeps your feet firmly planted on the ground. That's why the average person can only jump about 1.5 feet.
That was pathetic.
Wait, is that it?
If
Really?
we had to
I could go
live
way
on
higher.
another planet, say Venus or Saturn,
Jack, please
That was
stop jumping.
crazy,
so good at
Jack.
jumping.
difficulties we'd have to endure there. We'll try
This
Mercury
video's about to
first,
get
as
insane.
it's closest to the sun. The gravity on this planet is less than half that on Earth.
Whoa.
Oh, so we should be
you
able to
could
jump like 10
about
feet.
4 feet
I could
high.
jump like
Whoa!
ceiling.
It
On
looks
the sunny
unreal.
side, the heat
was cool.
reaches 800 degrees.
Oh.
To be there is like standing neck deep in dark red lava on the slopes of a volcano.
I don't know if I want to
boy.
do this anymore.
Night
That'd be a
won't
little
bring
hot.
much respite
That's no
either.
longer fun.
Scorching air will quickly chill to minus 280
Eee.
degrees.
That sounds awful.
Is there
You'll
like
also
a
have to be
Goldilocks
patient,
zone that I could
since
go
one
jump in
day
peace?
on Mercury lasts 176 Earth days.
Doesn't seem
Well,
like it.
hopping
Wow,
from
that's
this
awful.
inhospitable
I just wanna jump
place
one time to get out of there.
even less welcoming Venus. You'd be
Whoa.
able to see Earth from here if not for the whirling mass of clouds above. They
Yeah,
create
Venus
a
is
monstrous
basically like
greenhouse
poison
effect,
in the sky.
as well as immense atmospheric pressure. If you were to jump here, you'd make it just shy of 1.7
Oh, that's not
feet
high at all.
Because
So it's
the
basically
mass
the
and
same.
size of Earth
Yeah.
and Venus are almost similar, with Venus being
I wouldn't even bother going there.
Really, the smaller the planet, the higher you can jump because there's less gravity on those ones.
It seems like it. Yes, Alec.
I don't know. I don't like that theory.
I'm not sure that's a theory. I think that might be a fact.
I think Alec is Isaac Newton in disguise.
I don't think so, because I think in Jupiter you'd be able to jump the highest.
No, Adam, no. You'd barely be able to jump at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I don't,
Jupiter's
I don't
the
even think
biggest.
you could jump. There's so much gravity on Jupiter, I don't even know if you could stand. But we're gonna find out.
I'd fly.
Venus being a little smaller. Besides the constant temperature of a blazing furnace, rain here wouldn't bring relief. The clouds up there are made of
Venus is
sulfuric
terrifying.
acid.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Skipping our home planet, we go straight for its
No.
moon.
The moon!
Yeah, let's go
Yes.
moon.
Otherwise called. Gravity here
Now-
is less than a fifth of that on Earth.
People have actually done
if you
this.
jump,
Fifth?
you'll
Whoa!
rise almost
That's insane.
Okay,
That would be so
all right,
much fun.
sign me up to be an astronaut.
That would be so much fun to jump 9 feet.
Imagine playing basketball there. That'd be so cool.
I'd be like LeJean Brames.
And I think the coolest part about low gravity would be you could jump off of things that are really high because you're never gonna land that hard. So for example, you could jump off a cliff that's like 200 feet high and then just land like normal because you're almost like floating downwards. I think so, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Wait, guys, what if we used moon shoes on the moon?
Whoa, you could probably jump like 100 feet high.
Imagine a bongo stick. What's
A
that
pogo
called?
stick?
A pogo stick. Imagine a pogo stick on the moon.
What goes on in
You'd
Adam's
go like
brain?
20 feet. Or a trampoline.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Okay, that would be sweet. I'm in.
several seconds. It's hard to believe this desolate piece of space rock makes tides on Earth happen. And if you stay on the moon long enough, as in a couple million years, you'll see how much further it's gone from our home planet.
Whoa, it's slowly
Next
moving away.
destination is Mars.
Mars is
the
probably
red
pretty
planet.
high. It's small.
Here, a vertical jump will take you about 4
That's
feet.
actually like more
If there
than
was
double
any
what it is
air
on
to
Earth.
Of course.
That's very
Mars
high.
has an atmosphere, but it's
And we're
much
supposed to
thinner
go
than
there at
on
some
Earth.
point.
If you stay here
that's
until
true.
evening, you'll be able to marvel at a beautiful blue sunset.
Blue?
And you can probably see a mountain from here. That's Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain in the solar
Can you jump
system.
off it?
Wow.
It's almost
That's
3
crazy.
times taller than
That's
Everest.
look at that thing.
insane.
And
It looks like Mars has like a giant wart.
Yeah, that's the mountain that they're talking about. That's 3 times the size of Mount Everest.
You could probably jump off the top of it and not hurt yourself because like gravity is slower.
Don't know about
I don't think
Like,
so.
could you-
It's slower, but not that slow, I don't think, on Mars.
But what if you jump like on the moon? What if there's like a 20-foot jump and you just jump?
That's what I said that already, Adam. We went over this.
Would you land like a feather?
I think so.
So,
Really? So you
yeah.
could jump from any point?
Well, I think eventually you would pick up too much speed, but you could jump off of things that are way higher than things that you can jump off of now, like on Earth. I almost said in America.
I'm looking it up now. Would you take fall damage on the moon?
Minecraft moon. or
Let's
real
see.
moon?
For instance, say you fell 300 feet. By the time you hit the surface of the moon, you would reach 37 miles per hour, and you will very likely injure yourself.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you
but
wouldn't even
that's
die.
what that's what I'm
300
saying.
feet.
Yeah, but 300 feet is so high. That's what I was like. You could probably jump off like 100 feet and be okay. 300 feet is where it's probably like, okay, that's too high. But 100 feet would be really cool to jump off of. And you kind of just like float
You just
down.
like float. It would take forever if you had a parachute.
You might go up with the parachute.
And there's also no air resistance as well, so you fall even faster on the moon, technically.
Imagine, wait, if I was falling from that high, I would just give myself some boost with my gas.
That's true. You could probably fart back up.
How powerful are your farts?
That's a great point.
Jack, you know, you'll find out tonight.
Farted.
What?
Leaving from here to Phobos. When
Oh.
it's a
I've
solar
never heard of
Mars,
Phobos.
Plant your feet
This is pretty
firmly
much
I hear
and don't make a
phobophobia.
space jump. Gravity here is so weak that you won't be able to return.
Really?
Phobos is
What?
really small compared
If you
to
jump
other
here,
moons
it's
in the
gone.
solar system. No larger than a big asteroid. It's almost 100 times closer to its planet than our moon to Earth.
I didn't know about this
Eventually,
thing.
it's doomed
Neither
to
did
be
I.
pulled critically close to Mars and
Oh
shatter.
my gosh.
Scientists
Oh my
believe
gosh.
Mars can obtain its own rings then, much like Saturn.
Oh,
Now
cool.
we're going to a really weird.
Wait, I don't want to go to Mars
It's
anymore.
called Ceres, and it's the
Ooh,
largest
yeah.
asteroid in the solar system. So large,
I'm gonna
in
jump
fact,
on it.
It was later classified as a dwarf planet.
Oh, that's cool.
It's almost exactly halfway between Mars and Jupiter, somewhere in the main asteroid belt. If you jump here, you'll be taken up almost 52
No
feet.
way!
Whoa!
That'd
Okay,
be
that
so
is
cool.
sick.
That it accounts for
We
a
gotta go
third
there.
of all mass in the asteroid belt.
And that's an
Fast forward to
asteroid,
the
not
next
even like a
waypoint,
planet, really.
Jupiter.
Oh my gosh, it's Jupiter.
Being a gas
52
giant,
feet.
this planet has no solid surface, so jumping here is irrelevant.
Theoretically,
But if you must,
they don't really
You
know.
can only hop about 6 inches high.
Whoa.
Jupiter is more than 10 times larger
All right,
than Earth.
maybe I was
and
wrong,
300
guys.
times as massive. So
Look,
its
he probably
weight
can't even
is
stand up.
enormous.
There's
So wait, basically what he said is that if you were to, let's say, like fall into Jupiter, you would just like fall to the center of it and then you would just stay there? Like there's no actual surface to stand on.
No, you'd
I
burn because
think
the core is
it's
hot.
that's just a theory. I'm pretty sure there's some scientists that think that there actually is a core.
Got
of
it, but there's
Jupiter.
just like a storm on the outside,
has
a
to
bunch
be
of
a core.
gas. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like the sun doesn't have a core.
Yeah. How do you know that?
It's just a big giant gas ball that's on fire. Did you check the middle?
No.
I do think going to Jupiter would be great for like strength training though, because that is what Goku and Vegeta did. They had like a thing that they were able to up the gravity by 100 times, and it made them so much stronger.
You could do
We
the
had
same
that too.
thing.
It's called a weighted vest.
Yeah.
No,
you could just jump with a
no.
weighted vest.
No, different. It's different.
It'd be cooler though to go to Jupiter. I'd do it.
It would be way cooler.
Agreed. Before you die, yes.
All right, let's go to Jupiter.
There's also a planet surface that's been there for at least 4 centuries.
This looks
Although
like
it's
a
getting
ice cream
smaller
cone.
with time, at the moment, our whole planet could fit into that storm. Our next stop
That's
is
crazy.
Ganymede, the largest of Jupiter's moons. It's solid,
Whoa.
so you can easily jump here and make it over
Whoa,
10
easy
feet
there,
Oh,
high.
bud.
that's cool.
This moon is
Not bad.
larger than
10
like a
feet.
frog.
I think 10
but
feet
its
would be
mass
perfect.
is significantly lower, which makes gravity rather weak. Ganymede is covered in thick ice, and deep beneath
Jupiter has
that
2
is a
moons?
liquid metal core. This core is why
Oh.
Ganymede is the only moon to have a pretty strong magnetic field. Next, we go
Interesting.
to Saturn, the second gas giant of the solar system. It's
Saturn's
only
my
slightly
favorite
smaller
planet.
than Jupiter, able to fit 9.5
I like
moons in it,
Earth.
but way less massive. If it
How
had
is
any
Earth
hard
not your favorite
surface to
planet?
jump from, you'd be able to hop as high as 1.4 feet in the air, almost
So
as
that's
high
like
as
almost
on
the
our
same as
planet.
Earth.
He's lifting his
Saturn
feet
is
up.
most famous for its rings, which are particles of dust and ice left from impacts with different space objects.
Oh, wow.
It spins so fast around its axis that it has flattened itself almost into an oblong shape.
Whoa.
It also has
That's
pretty
62
sick.
moons, only 5 fewer than Jupiter. Let's explore one of them right now.
Let's get a moon.
Hopping further,
Ooh, yeah, let's
and
jump
here
on
we
it.
are on the largest moon of Saturn, Titan.
I'm gonna guess
Jumping here will
25
take
feet.
you just shy of 11 feet high.
Yeah.
The atmosphere
Whoa!
of this moon is most peculiar. It's heavy and mostly consists of nitrogen, making the surface appear
Okay.
hazy. It's also
This makes
made
me very
almost
scared of
entirely of
space.
ice. But there's rock underneath, and water is only thought to be deep below, near
This
the
is
core.
terrifying.
We
And
should go
one
there
amazing
and
thing
jump.
on Titan's outside.
All right, Jack, you
are
go first, we'll meet you there.
cryovolcanoes.
Okay.
Volcanoes that spew ice instead of lava.
Huh?
Next on our
Whoa,
path is
that's
Uranus,
pretty
another
incredible,
giant.
actually.
Only this one is made of ice. In fact, it's mostly similar to Jupiter and Saturn.
Uranus
but
is
it
made
has
of
much
ice?
more ice in its
I thought it would be
atmosphere
hot and steamy.
mantle. Jumping here will take you up about
No, it's pretty cool.
1.7 feet.
Guys, the further it gets from the
Uranus
sun, the
is
colder it's gonna
also
get.
The lowest minimum.
It's not gonna get
Probably,
hotter.
it probably smells so bad on Uranus.
Well, I mean, yeah. We're talking about the planet.
Yeah, it's all just gases.
temperature of all planets in the system. at minus 377
Whoa.
degrees.
Oh, yeah, we'd be done.
It's colder
Donezo.
than liquid nitrogen, so you'll freeze right where you stand.
I wonder if we could like
Cool.
mine on Uranus and get some really
Our
good
route
ice.
continues with Neptune, the twin
I would
moons
try
of
mining on
ice.
Uranus.
It's also an ice giant, and although a bit smaller in size, it's much more massive. Because of this mass, the gravity here is also impressive.
Interesting.
That's
You'd
like the
only
same
be
as
able to
Earth.
jump
I
about
thought it would be
1.3
less.
feet.
Me too.
1 year on Neptune takes almost 165 Earth years.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
it's 30 times further from the sun than
That
we
is
are.
incredible.
barely
In
is
fact,
spinning.
this is the last proved planet of the solar system. But
Oh,
our
Pluto.
whole
R.I.P.
trip
Pluto.
isn't finished yet.
Justice for
We're
Pluto.
arriving to Triton, one of Neptune's moons.
What is that? Oh, it's a moon.
Gravity here is not extremely low. So
Whoa!
Oh, that's my favorite one. I want to go there.
19 feet would be so cool.
Triton is the only moon that moves
You could
in
do,
a
like, double
retrograde
backflips.
orbit. That is, against the movement of Neptune around its axis. It also
does it do
has a
that?
unique surface feature called cantaloupe terrain, full of similarity to a melon.
What?
Next is the
That's
dark
weird.
and lonely Pluto.
Yeah,
formerly
Pluto!
the
Aw.
ninth
Guys,
planet,
Pluto's a
but
planet.
now
Comment
no
down below.
more than a dwarf planet. Its gravity is somewhat
11
lower
feet.
than that of Triton.
Oh, I want to go to Pluto.
Over
I'm in.
25
I'm
feet
in.
high here. Pluto is too small
I'd
to
live
be a
on
fully
Pluto.
fledged planet. It's smaller than many moons, including ours. Its atmosphere
Wait, it
appears
is?
and
Oh, crap.
disappears at times. When Pluto is closer to the sun, the ice on its surface evaporates to
Whoa.
become the atmosphere.
Interesting.
But as soon as it travels further, the gas layer goes away. So hold your breath.
Pluto is like the coolest
And
planet.
finally, our final stop.
Where are we
Finally.
going?
It's Eris. It's a dwarf planet that travels in and out of the Kuiper Belt, a second asteroid belt that's 20 times as wide as the one
Jack,
between
you know
Mars
this.
and
Oh, so this
Jupiter.
is even further than
Jumping
Pluto.
on Eris's surface
see, let's
would
see.
take you up about 18
Oh my
feet.
god, that would be so much
This
fun.
object was actually the reason why the term dwarf
This makes me
planet
wanna jump.
appeared in the first place.
This just makes me wanna
Astronomers
jump.
This
wanted
reminds
to
me of
call
Sky
it the
Zone.
10th
You
planet
can
of the
still
solar
jump.
system, but then
You
reconsidered.
can do that.
And if they hadn't, who
I like
knows?
this.
Maybe we would have had even more planets afterwards. Oops.
Adam,
this
you
just
probably
in.
would not have torn
The
your
universe
ACL if you
really
jumped there.
doesn't care what we deem planets or moons. It's too busy with important stuff.
That was incredible. I want to become an astronaut now.
I want to become a professional jumper. I would go to Pluto just to get the world record for the highest jumping man. Then nobody can tell me I can't jump.
And I want to be a professional clicker. And the first thing I would click is this video right here.
Jump on in.